Mr. Mayor, how are you, sir?
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. I could be better, but I'm hoping you have some good news.
Well, I think I do.
Okay.
Let's look at a couple of ways in which we win. Okay.
All right.
We win by holding on to a state that we have won, and they're trying desperately to steal, which is Pennsylvania. We are in court in Pennsylvania. We won a nice appeal last night. Remember, we went to court because they wouldn't allow our inspectors to view the 130,000 mail-in ballots.
Yes.
That were all submitted only by Democrats. We have no idea if they're empty paper, if they're filled out correctly, if the same person voted 10 times, if they're all 130,000 Biden ballots. The law requires that we be given an opportunity to observe. That was completely violated. We were allowed to observe roughly, 2 first downs away from the ballot, about 20
right.
away from the ballot. We were told we could use binoculars. We could use binoculars. And that went on for 21 hours. We went to court. We got before a completely, a corrupt judge, Democrat, who ruled, Glenn, that you fulfill the right to observe by just having the person in the room, even if they're 50 feet away and can't see a damn thing.
That's just ridiculous.
We took it up to the intermediate court in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, state court, reversed immediately. Now we have the right to observe.
Okay, so wait, can you go back and look at all of those ballots?
I'm going to move that they all be disqualified. They were all Philadelphia city ballots. He's running 7-3, 8-2. I wouldn't mind taking out 130,000 Philadelphia ballots, and that's what they deserve. That would put the president ahead now by 400,000 with 8% to count. Now, I mean, it is totally corrupt that they haven't called Pennsylvania for him, in 24 hours. It's legally impossible to steal the number to get the number of votes. Virtually 80% of the remaining votes would have to be for him. And the remaining votes now, particularly if we disqualify these, all come from Trump territory.
But let me give you the counter argument, because I'd like to hear your argument. The counter argument is, yes, but these are all mail-in ballots, and those were running very high for the Democrats.
Oh, well, the mail-in ballots we're going to have disqualified. We're talking about the remaining ballots, the absentee ballots, and the ballots cast on Election Day that haven't been. 8% of those haven't been counted yet.
8% of what was cast that day has not been counted yet?
8% of what's been cast that day, or 8% of absentee ballots in counties that are pro-Trump. I'm willing to accept absentee ballots in counties that were 60% pro-Trump, 70% pro-Trump, 75% pro.
Okay, wait. So you want all absentee ballots thrown out, not just the...
No.
Wait.
We want the mail ballots thrown out. A legitimate absentee ballot, we have no grounds for throwing that out, because we're going to get to observe that and have observed that. That's the one way you request it. There's an affidavit. We can look at that and object if it's something wrong with it. The votes that we weren't allowed to observe were the pure mail-in votes, the new thing the Democrats created this year, where you can just mail in a vote. You didn't request it. The Democrats brought it to you. You signed it. There are 130,000 of those that have been counted in the Philadelphia area. We have not had the ability to observe any single one of them.
And so you want all 130 thrown out?
The ones we weren't able to observe, we want thrown out. Correct.
And you'd agree with the statement, Rudy, of course, that, look, we want all legal votes that were cast to be counted, whether it's for your guy or not.
Right. And a legal vote is a vote, whether it's an absentee vote or a mail-in vote, that both sides get to observe. Well, only one side has observed that vote. That's not a legal vote. The law requires that we have the opportunity to observe. We were denied the opportunity to observe for 21 hours throughout the state of Pennsylvania, only in Democratic areas, by the way. And that similar thing happened in Milwaukee, where we have another lawsuit. In Michigan, we're about to bring one. In Arizona, we're about to bring one. And in Nevada. It looks like it was a nationwide plan of the Democrat Party, part of this whole mail-in thing they did, to make sure Democrats only inspected them and Republicans never got a chance to see them.
Do you need that 130,000 votes thrown out to win Pennsylvania?
No. I think we win without it. That with that vote, presumably already counted, because they put it in, we're ahead by 230,000 votes with about 8% to go.
So what is the math on that? How many ballots, 8%, how many ballots is that?
Well, they virtually would have to get about 85 to 90% of the remaining vote, which about half or more of which comes from Trump areas. They can't win Pennsylvania. They couldn't have won Pennsylvania a day ago. It's impossible to get that many votes in an election that's this close. And he didn't run that far ahead in the cities like Hillary did, so that the cities just wipe everything out.
All right. So tell me what is next, because you got a favorable ruling last night, but does that ruling mean that you could go back and look at those votes, or are they saying those are already passed? And
well,
so
I think by the time I announce this to you, the Democrats have appealed it to the state Supreme Court. So it means we're in hold right now. And the best we can get right now is that temporarily they won't be counted. And then we go to the state Supreme Court. It's a Democratic Supreme Court. Gee, I hate to announce what they're going to do, but we're going to have to take this to the Supreme Court.
All right. Now, those ballots, are they separate from all the other ballots?
Yeah. We can separate them at this point, yes. Okay.
So Rudy Giuliani was on with us just a second ago, and he said something that bothers me, and that is he claims that they're able to win Pennsylvania without throwing ballots out, and that's good. And I hope all of that is true, and we're going to watch it, and I know they're watching it. They just won a court battle, and now it's going to go into the state Supreme Court. We know how that's going to happen, or what's going to happen then. So it will go to the Supreme Court after that. But Rudy is saying that they want all of these 130 ballots, 130,000 ballots from Philadelphia that they were not allowed to observe being counted. If that's true, which it is, and a court last night said they have to have access for the counting of all ballots. If that's true, that's wrong. And Philadelphia needs to correct that. Now, you can separate those 130,000 ballots. Rudy said what's fair is because they caused this delay and they did this, what they deserve is to lose all 130,000 ballots. I don't think that's fair. I think what's fair is go through them meticulously. And if there's a problem with one, throw it out. If signatures don't match, throw it out. If the postmark isn't matched, throw it out. But I don't think it's right to say, hey, you made a mistake, and penalize them with every single vote.
And look, every campaign tries to do this.
I know.
They go into these areas where they don't think they're winning the vote and try to find ways to throw the vote out. There may be very serious issues here. I mean, the one thing that would bother you, I think, and Rudy agreed with my question on whether you want every vote counted that's legal. I mean, I think that, everyone's going to, that's an important part of our country. Yes. And I think we all understand that. If this is true, this isn't a mistake made by the voter. This would be a mistake made after.
And votes are sacred. The reason why I'm so stomach turned by people who just throw in extra ballots or count them intentionally wrong. I would never do that. I couldn't live with myself. I couldn't sleep at night if I was doing that. This is like tithing money to me. When somebody tithes something or, people donate to Mercury One, we have this discussion all the time. That is somebody's hard-earned money, and they sent it in to make sure that it went to the cause that they want. It's just a mantra that we've been saying for a long, long time. That comes from, you can't do that to people. And I and everybody else will pay an eternal price for taking something as sacred as a vote and throwing it away. They all must count as long as it's legal.
So you're saying I shouldn't take money out of the gold dish as it passes by?
When you're in church,
okay.
don't do that. Don't do that.
I think it's kind of like take a penny, pass a penny, or
maybe
20 or whatever it is.
Yeah, they're not passing out money; they're collecting it.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'll have to check on that.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I mean, look, this is not to say the Democrats would be doing the same thing. In fact, by the way, if these suits start working, right? If the Biden campaign right now is not going as crazy publicly with lawsuits, they're planning all of it, but they're not necessarily firing all these things off because they think they're winning. Mm-hmm. If it starts getting close enough to the point where they aren't winning anymore, or they think they might lose, we will see all the same lawsuits from the Democrats. This is legitimately their job. This is where the legal team. There will be lawyers. They'll come in, and this is when the legal teams will shine, and they will do their best to try to throw out as many votes as possible that hurt their candidate, just like Al Gore did. To see CNN, to see MSNBC last night going crazy about how wild it was for Donald Trump and the Republicans to go in and try to challenge votes and voters all over the country is so ridiculous when they did everything they could, Glenn, in 2000 to justify every legal move Al Gore made.
I know, and I just that's why I don't watch TV anymore.
It's pointless. It is
because I keep yelling at the TV. Shut up! That's all I say now. Shut up! Shut up!
I remember the shirt you had printed.
Yeah,
it's on the
Shut Up T-shirt.
Was it Blaze? I don't know. You go to StuDoesMerch.com. You can get through it that way.
I mean, but that's all when kids hear me say to the TV now. Just shut up.
There's a T-shirt that just says "Shut up." Just shut up.